What is up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Mets'd podcast. We've been negative Jones recently. Today we're going to be positive Jones. How can the Mets get back in it? They're only 5 games out, right? I mean, that's positive. They're only 5 games out despite being one of the worst teams in all of Major League Baseball this season, 34-41, but coming off a nice win against the Phillies on Thursday. Off day on Friday. Great time to record. We're celebrating the Knicks championship. Little Knicks corner at the end. Last one of the year. That's official. Official last Knicks corner. Talk about the parade.
Official.
But me and James want to be the good guys today. We want to be happy-go-lucky. How can the Mets get back in this? How can they be a playoff team and save the 2026 season? Before we get going into it, make sure you are subscribed to Mets'd over on YouTube to see the video version of this. And if you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. Big shout out to all our members. You're going to get a nice early access to this one today because we're recording early and it doesn't have to come out until Saturday. James, tell the people at home, how are we going to get back into this thing?
So I think the simple answer, this isn't like a real answer. There's no analytics or analysis behind this.
Win a game.
You got to rip off like an 8 or 9 game win streak.
Yeah.
And we keep saying this, the counterweight of that losing streak is just dragging this team down where like they've been a fine team over like 6 weeks of play now, like a slightly better than 500 baseball team. A team that if you played that pace the whole season, you would be a borderline playoff team. Juan Soto, the Mets are above 500 in games that he's active for. Like it's the recipe wasn't that far off, but that 12-game losing streak, you can't really get past it. So the real way, they want to know the way Mets get back in it, win 10 games in a row.
Win 10 games in a row. I told you last night that if the Mets sweep the Phillies this weekend, I'm all the way back in. I'm totally bought back in. I want to be bought back in because now that the Knicks season's over, this is it. We've only got baseball for the rest of the year, and I'm not ready now to give up and be like so negative and be like the season's over. I want the Mets to make the playoffs. I want the Mets to go on a run or at least play meaningful baseball.
Playoffs?
Playoffs? Talking playoffs?
Jim Moore you for a second. You said that. I was like, let's snap you right back into reality.
I need some meaningful baseball in August. I won't even ask for it in September just yet. I need meaningful baseball in August. And I do still think that this Mets team can probably do a little bit of selling and also still find a way to put themselves in a position where they can be playing meaningful baseball and being positive. That being said, a sweep of the Phillies is how you start. We've got to rattle off a win streak here. Got to rattle off some wins. Their schedule is not going to get any easier because, of course, we play all the good teams now right before the trade deadline. Just to make it, playing the bad teams didn't do anything for us. It didn't really help us. There's also some good things happening in the Mets world in terms of play and performance and guys coming back. We got news that Francisco Lindor, rehab game, AA, out in Binghamton. Francisco Lindor coming back to this team is a huge, huge difference. He's one of the 15, 20 best players in baseball at the absolute worst, a top 10 guy when he's fully healthy and churning. You heard Juan Soto talk about it. Elite defense, elite offense. That's what we get when Francisco Lindor comes back, and you surround him with guys starting to play better baseball. Maybe this is the missing piece right now.
I mean, yeah, I think he definitely is something like the missing piece, but it's kind of like you said, like it's hard to still believe we're gonna get back into it. I can't even be super positive right now. I can't. It's just too deep.
I'm doing it. I'll be the positive guy when I'm also the negative guy.
I'm looking right now some baseball reference stuff because I wanted to get that exact Juan Soto record. Games that Juan Soto's played, the Mets are 31-27. Something else that's funny, no one's driven in Juan Soto this year in the Mets more than himself.
Oh,
isn't that funny? It's not even close either.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Right?
That took the wind out of my sails.
Juan Soto has 17 home runs, and then otherwise he's been the most driven in by Carson Bench, which that doesn't make any sense. Oh, most players, the player he's driven in the most, but he's driven in himself 17 times by home runs. The next player who's driven in Juan Soto the most is Marc Vientos, 6 times.
Marc Vientos is – think about how much Juan Soto gets on base, and Marc Vientos has only drove him in 6 times is unreal. How is that possible?
And like you said, trying to find a roadmap to get back in this. Francisco Lindor coming back, and him either going to the 4 spot or Bichette going down to the 4 spot, leaving Benj at leadoff, which I think they actually will do, honestly.
You think Ben's going to stay leadoff?
Yeah, and if Bichette can mentally handle going to the 4 spot again, and he can hit the way he's hitting right now with those 3 guys ahead of him, now it's like, wow, this is the Bo Bichette 120 RBI prediction like coming to fruition in one moment. Because if Francisco Lindor comes back and if he plays like usually Francisco Lindor plays in June rather than how Francisco Lindor usually plays in April, which is knowing that it's so long ago, it's easy to forget how cold Francisco Lindor started the season again and was actively turning the corner right when he got
I was just about to say, he was getting so hot. Like, basically, he had that god-awful, first 2 weeks of the season, and then from April 14th, like as soon as the Dodgers series onward, he just turned it on, and he was playing really good ball. Like from
Remember that Dodger series? Oh my God, that was terrible.
that was insane. But like since in those like final like week that he played, he was just on an absolute tear.
But again, building the roadmap of how the Mets got back into it. Starts with Francisco Lindor being in the lineup by next week. If he's on rehab assignment, probably needs a week of rehab games to get the timing.
Yeah, like what's the Mets schedule right now? I know we come back home to play the Cubs, right?
Yes.
So we come back home to play the Cubs for a 4-game series.
And Phillies at home next weekend.
Come back for that weekend? Is that wishful thinking?
Isn't this annoying that this is like the busiest weekend ever for us next weekend, and it's one weekend the Phillies are coming to Citi Field before September?
I would love to go to a lot of those games, and we got a lot of things to do that weekend.
A lot of things to do that weekend, but so building the roadmap out. Offense gets a lot better with Francisco Lindor back in his lineup, of course. Whether he slots into 2, 4, 3, however they shuffle this around, I'm not sure. But I'm intrigued by that. Then what?
Oh, I was going to say Thursday night, Juan Soto bobblehead night. Got to go to that game, right?
Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, we can go to that one.
All right, good to know.
But I think another big thing with Lindor coming back, like Soto mentioned, is the defense. Like, Bo Bichette's been holding down shortstop totally acceptably fine, but it's just not the same with Francisco Lindor. You saw that slightly botched double play where no one made a bad play, especially not Bo Bichette, but it's just those split seconds that Francisco Lindor makes those plays so much quicker than Bo Bichette at shortstop. And then you could slide Bo Bichette back to third base where he was an elite defender. And then Brett Baty, who's still not really hitting, we could slide him down to the bench. And now he becomes super utility Brett Baty, which was kind of the initial plan when the season began. Accidental rhyme. Suddenly, the way that this defense has played since A.J. Ewing's come up, now you get Francisco Lindor back into it. Now we're like, wow, this Mets team actually is really good on both sides of the ball. And now it just comes back to if, please, Freddie Peralta, Nolan McLean, and Sean Manaea can carry this rotation forward.
Which is a hilarious sentence because that was the plan, and then it wasn't, and now it's totally the plan again.
And it is because there's nobody else behind them. So that's the one thing that will stop this team still from getting back into it in the near term is the fact that between Tobias Myers, David Peterson, Kodai Senga, I don't know what we're getting out of these guys to get day in and day out.
Why can't we ever have a marriage between the pitching and the hitting in this organization? It's like we're not allowed to have both at the same time. Like we're going to get good hitting, pitching. The hitting's getting stronger, pitching's gone right to shit. The pitching was good, no offense. They can't, and the bullpen's been nails. Bullpen's been nails still. Almost this entire season, can't get them all at the same time.
That was going to snap back on that comment you said before about the Mets being able to sell while also staying in. I don't think that's possible because of how little is holding up this team right now being just even functional over like a 6-week stretch.
I guess.
Like if you dump Rayleigh and Minter, I don't know who's getting outs anymore. Like
Dylan Ross, Ryan Lambert,
possibly.
Get Lambert up.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. But same like if you trade Freddie Peralta, it's like I know he hasn't been great this year, Mets fans, but he's still been fine most of the time. I think Freddie Peralta has a massive hot streak in him. He's been too successful of a veteran for too long not to have that at some point this season. But if you dump him and now it's just McLean, Manaea, Senga, Peterson, Tobias Myers to close the season, Joe Montana gets a shot back, still being very inconsistent. I do not know if there's enough pitching. There's definitely not enough pitching if you trade Freddie Peralta. And I don't know if there's enough pitching anyway to actually get the Mets really firmly back in the race.
Yeah, I do think, like right now, looking at a lot of the Mets pitchers, I wonder how much of a difference, too, it will make to have a guy like Francisco Lindor back. Like, I mean, defensively, we know he's great. We know he's awesome. But if you do look a lot of the Mets pitchers right now, like, there is a huge difference for a good chunk of them, like with their ERAs and their FIPS, where will the defense actually make a bigger impact for some of these fringe guys? Like, even Sean Manaea, it's like a difference of about 1 right now, and maybe you can help me with like stabilization of ERA and FIP, whether or not it's like totally fair right now. But there should be a bump to the pitching just simply because the defense is going to be better behind them.
Crouch, you know I travel all the time, and I'm always looking for possible tickets to go see events, concerts, MLB games. When I do, I always find SeatGeek.
Yeah, I'm not traveling, so pretty much I'm looking for the games all in my area. I'm going to look for an Orioles game. I'm going to look for the Phillies game, the Mets game, the Yankees game. But you know what else is coming up? The All-Star game. SeatGeek's got me.
Hey, you're going to need them tickets to the All-Star game. It's going to be crazy. Hey, they have over 35 million downloads for a reason. It's because they have everything you need. Green dots, red dots. You pick your seat. See the scene from your seat. It's the best app going for tickets. And of course, I have a code for you guys. You can use code Territory10 for 10% off your next set of MLB tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any MLB tickets with promo code Territory10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek.
And the defense, again, is fine on this team objectively. We've dragged ourselves back to where actually a neutral fielding run value on Baseball Savant this season. I want to check from A.J. Ewing's debut. That was May 16th, correct?
I don't know.
It feels about right?
I don't know the date he debuted. You think I had that ready?
I don't know, maybe. Sometimes you go with nonsense like that.
That is true. No, I don't remember what day, but that feels good.
That feels good. So I'm just going to pick that day, May 16th, the arbitrary day. I'm going to double check it in a second here. But since then, fielding run value, the Mets are 7th in the league at +8.
Can we see what they are by infield and outfield, or do we not get that?
Yeah, that's full team. We can split infield outfield. 100%.
Okay, because I would like to see what the infield defense has been.
Positions. No, here's infield now. But so since May 16th, that means nothing for the infield defense. But that's
Yes,
nothing.
yeah, AJ Ewing does nothing.
Nothing
for
changed
us.
then.
But I do like that arbitrary date.
Yeah, I think it was then. So since then, the Mets infield defense is -2, 22nd in the league, and now outfield. So I guess outfield's going to really
Outfield's like
counterweight
10.
this. Yeah, and also that was a lot of time with Francisco Alvarez not catching, Luis Torrens behind the plate, one of the better defensive catchers in baseball. But yeah, outfield they're 5th at +6.
Okay.
So this is the thing where Francisco Lindor elevating that defense, and now to match with this outfield being 2 elite defensive units. But basically, the only problem with the defense in this team is Marcus Semien, which is very funny. But
The guy who we thought was the one thing he was bringing to this team was going to be defense this year. Maybe, again, get rid of the month of May, and Marcus Semien has been a better baseball player. There's no doubt about it.
May 12th was A.J. Ewing's debut. So
Okay.
it's probably even better. I'm going to get the outfield fielding run value since May 12th now. Why not? We're here. Too close.
Just in case.
6th, +6. So
Nice.
basically the same thing. But with Francisco Lindor back in this lineup, I think firmly we are now going to be a well above average lineup and one of the better defensive teams in the league. And just having that, it's easy to play 90-win pace baseball. It doesn't feel like it, but this Mets team is what?
It's not easy to play 90-win pace baseball. It's never easy, especially for the New York
If
Mets
you
to play
forget-
90-win baseball.
If you could take your brain, lobotomy, forget April, and now you just watch this team play from May 1st. Let's say you weren't even allowed to look at their record since beginning of May. Because on April 30th, the Mets had a 10-21 record. Since then, the Mets, because now they're 34-41. So let's do some quick math there. That's 24 and 20.
Yeah.
That's, again, great, solid baseball. 87-win pace right there. Just if you do that the rest of the season, you'll just barely fall short of actually getting back into it.
And
But
sneak in a win streak there, then you're in the playoffs.
one sneaky win streak, one 8-game win streak, and actually it does happen.
It's going to come down to the Mets literally getting hot for 1 week and winning every game in a week.
Before possibly trading Freddie Peralta, which we're still on the record thinking that's probably the right idea. You can't kind of bake this in to be like, there's a lot of hope in what we're saying right now, which
Yes.
hope is, what's that quote from Shawshank Redemption about hope? That hope is like the most dangerous thing or something.
I'll get it for you real quick.
And Tim Robbins loves the Mets too, so this is bad for him. But
Hope is the ultimate survival tool and the key true to freedom, is apparently what they say. Is that right? Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies.
I thought it was so different. I thought it was a quote about hope being bad.
I mean, there is a hope. There's a lot of hope quotes in Shawshank Redemption. Great
Makes
movie,
sense.
all-time
Movie about
movie.
jail.
Yeah, hope is a dangerous thing that can drive a man insane.
That's what we're doing right now. Sorry, guys. But that is what it comes down to, and it will basically be about whether or not the Mets see the value in trading or keeping Freddie Peralta. I think that's just going to be the inflection point, because now that we know his bullpen's great, don't think that's going anywhere. I think that's something we can rely on right now. Francisco Lindor, lineup and defense will be great. Can he turn it around, honestly?
The Mets got to get busy living. That's what it is right now. Another Shawshank Redemption quote. Got to get busy living right now. You got a month to prove that you've got a pulse. And when Francisco Lindor comes back, it's really time to full steam ahead. You got to do it if you want to have any chance this season. And I do think there is a chance that this team can do it. They've shown signs. We talk about it. When this team plays... Oh, God, this is such an awful sentence. But when this team plays good baseball, I totally believe it. Like last night, watching them play the Phillies, I was like, damn, it's a really good game. This is a good team. But then you see like 2 of those games against the Reds, and maybe even Saturday against the Phillies. Like you might be like, there they are.
That's the perfect
that's
timing.
the 2026 New York Mets.
Oh, this is great for us after the Mets hit Aaron Nola just enough to win right before they face
2 of the 5 best pitchers in the National League.
Zach Wheeler and Christopher Sanchez. Maybe 2 of the 3 best pitchers in the National League. No, 2 of the 4. My bad. Sorry, I forgot about Paul Skeens. But yeah, like even they didn't really even hit Nola yesterday. Again, we'll do actually recap of the entire series when we come back with you guys on Sunday. But it's just fun kind of to talk this through. Maybe that's just us being too excited about the Knicks, being too happy in the city all day yesterday.
Totally.
But I don't know. Zach Lowe said it too on his podcast, where he's like, "Why? I don't want to quit in the season. Why? What else do I have to do this summer? I want to watch this Mets team play. I want them to play well. I'm not going to root against my favorite team. Watching Bo Bichette be on fire, and now Francisco Lindor coming back to this lineup, and Juan Soto doing everything he does.
Don't look at the 0 for 5 last night.
That's fine. I know it happens. Okay, no big deal. But it's just I want this team to be good, and there is actually a path to it, which is why we want to talk about this now.
And like one of the things that we've talked about with the Mets in the past too is that as awful as this schedule is, because this schedule is so awful, they are going to go see some teams that they can like have a direct impact with right now. Like Phillies are much better than the Mets. We know
Cubs
this.
are a big one.
Cubs are a huge one. Like the Phillies Cubs coming up right now, going to be what? That's 10 of the next 13 games, I believe.
Yeah.
Or 10 of the next 10 games.
And Braves.
Yeah, and Braves. And we just faced the Braves. So 13 of the next 13 games are against teams directly above us. Mets have this would be a great time to get hot against the teams that are above you.
Not next. If you could consider last with the Reds, then yes, because we have a Blue Jays series mixed in there.
Ooh,
also,
forgot about the Blue Jays.
such a funny part of the schedule, too. Hasn't had good schedule talk in a while. So not playing the Braves until June 18th. Really, the Phillies until June 18th. Very annoying. By far the funniest part is that when Bo Bichette came up in the first inning, he got booed by fans that he allegedly spurned 5 months ago.
Phillies fans should have given him a standing ovation. I think that would have been a true great move by the fans. Standing ovation, like, thank you for not coming here and tanking the Mets season.
Because it's just funny that they kept that ready in their back pockets. Like, yep, June 18th, now we're going to boo Bo Bichette.
I mean, in their mutant brains, they got boo in their head when he signed, and they couldn't get it out of there, not realizing that Bo Bichette's poor play is a huge reason why the Mets are 7 games below 500.
But Bo Bichette getting hot could definitely drag his team out of this.
He could, as much as he's hurt us, he could totally make a difference as well.
But it still will come back to the starting pitching, which we thought was something that could have dragged this team back into the race anyway because of how consistent it was, and now that it's not. And the fact that Clay Holmes, there's no end in sight.
I miss Clay Holmes.
He's not returning anytime soon. Really, someone between Kodai Senga, Tobias Myers, David Peterson, someone's got to be a man about this.
Someone's got to be a man. Someone's got to step up.
Maybe.
God damn, maybe it's Kodai. Is it Kodai? He's probably the most likely, right? Just because the Tobias pitch count thing is clearly fucking his shit up.
Someone did a good tweet. Was it Master Flip? Who was it? They were like, I think it was Trevor May, was like, or baseball players. He quoted some guy being like, I like coming to the ballpark and knowing my role, knowing what was expected of me. It feels like when Tobias Myers comes to the ballpark, like Carlos Mendoza closes his eyes and like reaches into a fishbowl with a lot of different like things on it. Be like, oh, bulk reliever.
He's like, reliever today.
Starter.
How do you like the 6th inning?
So it's hard to blame him, but still, him pitching well would be a big part of this. But between Kodai and David Peterson, one of them has to do it, and I do agree with you. Between those two, it's obviously much more likely to be Kodai Senga.
Which is terrifying.
But the Sean Manaea resurgence is a big part of this, too. I think that maybe that's something we've undersold a little bit through this conversation, and that was something.
Give him his flowers a little bit.
He did pitch last night, so that's pertinent. We could talk about that. Our bad for missing that one. But just being back to 92 miles per hour and being able to rip those sweepers and fastballs, tunnel them so well off each other against the righties. Like, it's the recipe that got him good 2 years ago, and as of right now, it really looks like he can do it again.
Got to give Sean Manaea a little bit of props.
Also, a huge shout out to the Phillies for not platooning because Sean Manaea is able to face a bunch of lefties, which was really nice. But it's like it was for him to actually be able to work the sinker inside, then have the sweeper playing off that. Like he was larger than charge against a lineup that has been really, really good for the last few weeks.
Yes, and he was totally in control. Again, like he gave up those runs quickly, but he did settle in enough. And we don't need Sean Manaea to be an ace. He's got to keep us in the game. That's all we need.
No, and it's fine. Like Sean Manaea right now being a 3-4 starter is the recipe. That's part of this Mets path to coming back. And again, it starts with McLean and Freddie on top. Christian Scott has to get healthy and be in the middle with Sean Manaea. And then someone else just please don't get blown up every 5th day.
I wonder if that's like something they almost have to tell Peterson, Tobias Myers, Kodai Senga is like, you are not going to ever win us a baseball game the rest of the year. That is not your job to win us games. Your job is to keep it close. Maybe that's something they need to hear. Maybe they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves of like, I need to win this game. And maybe the offense performing better does alleviate some of that. Maybe having better defense behind them, having Lindor alleviate some of the pressure that these guys might be self-inflicting on themselves.
It just does come down to relaxing too, part of it. And that is one thing that as much as we've talked about Carlos Mendoza's job this year, at least it does seem like the players are comfortable playing now.
Yes.
Maybe that is the one thing. Like it does seem like that locker room still rides for him. Seems like, again, a lot of Mets fans, we talked about it a lot yesterday, still kind of think that the Carlos Mendoza firing just is around the next corner. If this locker room is still with him and we've gotten over this, and it's already the middle of June, and we're hanging around, again, 6-7 weeks now consistently playing. 6-7. Better than 500 baseball. Just 24-20 since the beginning of May is that's a good team with a good record that should continue to play good baseball. And just because we have hard teams on the schedule, which again, I don't give a shit about schedule watching
Doesn't
baseball.
matter now, yeah.
Like now the Mets can get in the field and play with anybody. That was whatever happened in April, but you have to keep going now. And we have to give Mendoza some legitimate credit for steering that ship through it.
I will never give him credit. I won't do it.
I'll
You
give
can
him
do it.
credit for that
You
one,
can
for
do it.
sure.
I will not do it.
I'll happily give him credit for that one because that's where this team is right now. It's like you do have a lane to get back in this, Mets fans.
I wish Tyler
It's possible.
McGill was healthy. Can't believe this is the year he's not ready to stumble into 140 innings.
This was perfect. It's all set up for him. Even like Hageman right now could give us something. Like just give me like,
Brandon
someone.
Waddell, where's he?
I think he got cut.
No, he's hurt.
Oh, he's hurt. I thought
We're
we cut
probably
him.
going to get another look at Zach Thornton here, I think, soon.
Yeah, Zach Thornton and Tong too. Like maybe again next week now that our lives have simmered down with the Knicks.
Yes.
We'll be able to get a real dense prospect report for you guys.
Yeah.
Our monthly. We're due for our monthly. And that's
That'll be
going
our
to
third
happen.
episode next week. You guys can pencil it in. And that's why you subscribe to the Mets'd Up podcast. Positive Boys today. Positive Jones. Make sure you are
5
subscribed to
minutes
the
next
Mets'd Up.
one, I thought.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Forgot. One last time at the 20-minute mark. Give me some Knicks Corner. James, lead us in for the final Knicks Corner of the year.
I mean, just the feelings in Manhattan on Thursday was like kind of nothing I've ever experienced in my life. Like it was like I was the only one out of our crew to actually make it to the parade, and I
You
couldn't
timed it perfectly. It was a classic James Shiano move where we had a couple of our buddies, shout out Drew and Connor. They got there at 5:30, I think, in the morning. Got turned away. Didn't even come close to getting in. It was full. James timed it up perfectly where I think all those people left,
Yeah.
and you came in as they were leaving. You didn't get into the spot, but you got close.
I got close enough. I saw the floats turn. I saw the specialized sanitation truck that has all the Knicks pictures painted on it. I saw the drum line from the NYPD. I didn't know the NYPD had a drum line, so that was pretty crazy to see.
There's so many talented music people that have become cops. I don't know. We got to figure out what the Venn diagram is there.
I mean, New York just has, but it was like just catching the vibe of it. I had to get work done by 9 a.m., so I couldn't leave my house until about then. But I did. I took the train. I put 2 beers in my pocket. I put something else in my pocket, and I just walked from Broadway Lafayette and the M train straight downtown on Broadway, and just got as far as I could get. I talked my way through a couple of the police barricades. Eventually, I got stopped right before Reed Street, which was right before the turn, so I just couldn't get closer. But I stood on top of a barricade. I was hanging out with a bunch of Knicks fans. Some dude came up to me, shouted at him. He said he tolerates Mets stuff, but he loves the fantasy content.
Nice.
He's a Yankee fan, but it was just cool. Like Knicks fans were so happy. I think I gave out like 100 high fives. Then I went to a bar nearby then to watch the celebration. Shout out this bar, Toad Hall. Cool dive down by Soho Tribeca. Power went out.
What?
Credit card reader went out. It was unbelievable what was going on in there. But like my dad wanted to catch the vibe so bad that he took the train up just to hang out for like a half hour during his lunch
Nice.
break. Like RJ came and met, our friends Pat and Emily came and met. You came later on, and we had like a nice, beautiful day, dinner, night after all of it. Like it was just. There was such an uplifting feeling in the city yesterday. And I guess that's why the positivity wanted to bring some of it to the Mets. And we watched the Mets win a game, too, and it was nice.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Baseball fans, the MLB season is in full swing, and FanDuel is giving you a chance to call your shot with daily dingers. Joining the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at extra winnings. It's just another reason why FanDuel is the home of home runs. So, are you ready to play your game? Head over to FanDuel.com/podcast to get started. That's FanDuel.com/podcast to opt in for daily dingers. Make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Play ball. Swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, no, it hit me yesterday. Like that was the official. I felt it. Champions here. It's so cool because like there's this like weird, I don't know, like parasocial, I guess, relationship of like being a fan of a team and being like, we won when we like truthfully had nothing to do with it. But it's so cool to hear like Jalen Brunson, Mike Brown, like those guys be like, we did it, guys. Like we did it. This city, we did it. That's really fucking cool. That's something that I think if you're not an insane sports fan, you don't understand it at all. But all of you guys listening to this podcast, especially at this point of the podcast, you're all an insane sports fan, so you get it. It hit me. I was like, holy shit, we are champions. The Knicks have won. We have seen a title. A title is ours. We get to, this is a full year of this. This is ours. And I love that, like, met up with you. The vibes were still incredibly high. You could feel it around the city that like everybody was just still feeling the Knicks craze. We had a championship dinner, having some nice steaks, had some drinks, watched the Mets win. We went to a bar afterwards, and me and you, like, you were like, I think we should just ride the positivity. Like, we've been so negative. Let's turn the Mets'd Up podcast on its head a little bit. Go back to being positive, guys, because the Knicks really did. Like, Knicks are great, super talented team. But they kind of did the thing that we always joked about with the Mets of, like, this team was kind of built on, like, positive vibes and happiness with one absolute dog.
It is. I mean, again, and the Mets kind of are built on that, too. That is how the Mets had their last great run. Like, and this team, Knicks team, like, embodies the power of friendship. And the Knicks had a lot of players and personalities who've kind of gotten shit from national media times. Like, I think about Cat specifically. Like, the things that the pundits said about Karl Anthony Towns in the early part of his career were ridiculous.
Insane.
Like, just he's a little fruity, and he's definitely a sweet guy, but, like,
Zesty.
They were saying that he like wasn't man enough to be a true NBA big man. Like that was said
crazy
over and over again. That was regurgitated up until like 3 months ago, possibly by some people around, like possibly some people you're listening to right now. But possibly it's to see like him get one, like a legacy changer for Karl Anthony Towns. Like him and Jalen Brunson are absolute bona fide NBA Hall of Famers. Like
Which
think
is
about
crazy.
that for a second.
Yeah. They're gonna get their jerseys retired. That's it. This starting five might get jersey retired.
Mikal Bridges was rolling around with a Paco Mdadia jersey backwards the whole day. And he was chugging tequila from the bottle when Jalen Brunson was giving his speech. And like it was nice for Jalen Brunson to give his speech and be like, a lot of people doubted me. Just proved them wrong. Yeah. And like he didn't have to admonish anyone. He didn't have to say their names. He didn't want to give them the time of day. He was like, I just proved them wrong. Do you look what we did? And I loved the pettiness of the Knicks bringing the NBA Cup trophy around with them too.
Yes.
Putting that front and center during the presentation was fucking awesome.
Only team to win them both.
Yeah, absolutely. And they beat the same team both times too. So that team's definitely second best. But it was like there was a section around me where where I was for the parade, there was a little bit more space because we couldn't get all the way to the front. So it was allowing people to kind of be a little bit more outside. And one dude just ripped off his belt. He's like, you know what I think of Wemby? Bam! Bam! And for like 3 minutes straight, this guy's just whipping the pavement with his belt. Like it was fun, like, especially to see all the native New Yorkers come out too and just be like, this is our team. To see how much of the train and bus crowd came in from the outer boroughs, Jersey, Long Island. Like so many people were there, and it was, I don't think a lot of like, it's very hard to handle that right, I think.
Of course.
Taking that many people in that small of an area. But, like, the outskirts where we were, it didn't even feel that crowded, that scary afterwards. Yeah. I got out earlier. You never came all the way down there, but, like...
No, I missed the large crowds, which, to be honest, like, as much as I wanted to be at the parade, I would have been, like, stuck inside a pen not being able to, like, use the bathroom for, like, 4 hours. That probably just doesn't really work well for me with Crohn's.
Yeah. It does make me think. My dad said this, too. He was like... If it happens, if the other one happens, we will be there 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I'm strapping diapers on. I don't care. I'm shitting my pants.
But again, it is cool. And like we've been open about the fact that we're both absolutely fucking diehard Knicks fans. But the Mets are always my number one. Mark's too. So, and I think it's cool that we all have this kind of like hierarchy of our sports teams in our minds.
Yes,
which is fun. But the Knicks have always been too, and like I love them so much. And like to watch them win, to bask in it, like to have it hit, like you said, like so cool.
Again, like they made it in 99 or whatever, but like conceivably, right? 99, right? That was the year.
Yeah. 99 season, 2000 finals.
Yeah, we were 3-4 years old. Like it's a hard memory for us, especially because like our families are baseball families first. They made it to the finals theoretically for the first time in our lifetime, and they won it. Like this is a euphoric feeling.
They also won it going away. They beat the shit out of a team that was still so cocky, so
and
arrogant.
Everybody was talking about is going to take it to us, and we never gave up hope.
So on the NBA official YouTube channel, they just posted a 1 hour long recap of the finals.
Wow,
and right now I'm in the middle of Game 3. I was prepping my YouTube video for today, watching that before. But
what a ride.
I've never felt this way where I can't stop taking in the content like this.
It's all I see on social media. It's all I want to see on social media.
100% the only thing I want to see, and just I'm happy these guys are even having so much fun.
So
like winning
much fun.
We heard Keith and Ron talk about it. Gary queued them up the other day. They'd be like, winning a championship is cool. Winning a championship in New York is something. Like, these are two guys who actually did the Canyon of Heroes.
It's literally a brotherhood that is a different level of brotherhood than playing on the same teams.
And it feels like these guys are soaking it up in the right way. Like, they're going on every single talk show. It seems like they're in the club together every single night. Alvarado has been on my block partying with Hasidic Jews. It's like he's everything. This team is having so much fun right now. It's so deserved. It's fucking awesome.
Yep, and hopefully a good little omen maybe for the other orange and blue team in New York, because there's only one other orange and blue team, and that's the New York Mets. I hope 10% of the Knicks could rub off on them. We might finish 500.
Soto did a post about it.
So Soto's been rocking recently. You see the article about how like he's an exceptional leader. He's really taken over a leadership
100%.
role this year.
Someone gave
It's
a
crazy
quote-
about the locker room stuff that was happening all last year. Seems to be completely fucking wrong.
Yeah, seems to be fine. Truthfully, seems to
Yeah.
be totally fine. He gave a quote. I don't know if it was him or one of the reporters about him with Benj, and it's like wanting to approach the young players as equals.
Yes.
Because when you do that, then it's like, oh, like this guy, everyone like Carson Benj, he would probably say something like, "I watched Juan Soto growing up."
AJ
though
Ewing
he's-
definitely would say that.
Even though they're like 4 or 5 years apart. I think Carson Benj and Soto are 4, and AJ Ewing and Soto are 5. But like for a guy like Soto, and obviously he would do this, like to treat these young players as equals, to make them feel comfortable in the locker room, make them feel like they have some ownership. As guys are going to be on the team for a long time as well. Like it seems like we're setting up something that's sustainable here. And we talked about that last night too. And maybe that'll be an episode that we do in a few weeks about after prospect reports, just where we still think about the health of this organization, because we still have the comments, still have the conversations about David Stern's job security just moving forward, and about does feel like something sustainably nice is being built here still.
Probably.
Yeah, I think probably.
Probably is where I stand on that. But we'll talk about it more in another episode. Final Knicks Corner of the Year. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. You heard the outro already. Subscribe, listen, members, shout out you. You can follow James on social media at
James Shiano.
I'm Draftnik Mark. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you after the Philly series. Peace out.
Peace out, guys. Let's go, Mets.